Now, I've pulled this wheel speed sensor up, and I can't get it to come out, and all this crap is falling out of this connector. It is just packed full of junk. There's actually a rock right there in the end of it. Let me clear that out real quick. Alright, got it unplugged. You look like somebody's been in right here. That don't look like factory wiring. Nah, somebody. Somebody has been in here. Oh yeah. Let me dig into this a little bit more. You can see somebody's already spliced into this harness. You can kind of look and see what I got going on right here. Look at that right front wheel speed sensor, 158.46 mile an hour. And look at all the other ones. They register 0. Nothing going on as well. What was kind of going on with this thing is you go to turn the wheel to the left real quick and it would freak out, set all these lights on the dash, and then you'd lose your power steering function. So now you can see, looking at the PIDs, sitting still, that right front wheel speed sensor literally freaking out. Everything else is reading 0 while that thing's all pegged out. So then I take the actual sensor and remove it from the passenger side and put it in the driver's side, and it sets the code now in the other side with turning the wheel to the opposite direction. So that wheel speed sensor is bad. I was able to use my ThinkCar ThinkDiag to use the data logger and diagnose this, but it's kind of weird how it's causing the system to just freak out like that and totally lose power steering and set airbag light and all kinds of lights on the dash. And here in a few minutes, what I end up doing is I end up showing you guys that I get out and I actually look at the wires, and I seen somebody else has done some repair, so I re-repair the wires just to make sure there's nothing bad, and then take the sensor out and move it to the other side. And let's just go ahead now and fast forward to when I move the sensor. Now watch when I move the wheel. Look at that. Now we hurry up and switch back over to the ThinkDiag. I got the approval to go ahead and get the wheel speed sensor. It'll be here late tomorrow, and get the customer all fixed up and get him back on the road. The reason everything was freaking out because it was that one wheel speed sensor was biased, and I transferred it from one side to the other, and then from that side I ended up getting the same code. It followed with it. The only variant was switching the position of the sensor itself, and sure enough, to the left, when that bad right wheel speed sensor was in there to the left, you go ahead and turn it real quick to the left, and it would set 158 mile an hour in the right. Took that same sensor and moved it over to the other side, hurried up, turned the wheel all the way to the right. Now it set the code in the left side, but the right one's fine. I swapped sensors to verify without having to go through a bunch of pinpoint this and that and everything else. It's going to need a wheel speed sensor. Y'all be blessed.